Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. Today we are going to look at and talk about the newest Dokkan Festival exclusive. We have this Kid Gohan and Piccolo. Now, I think that this character will be pretty good. Unlike, I want to use the example of Ribrianne, where Ribrianne, the LR Ribrianne character has like no setups really. All the teams she's on are either iffy or bad, right? And then Ribrianne herself does have her giant transformation, which is good, but a lot of what she's doing is not really special, I think, in these toughest fights. Again, the giant transformation, you get that off, that's going to be really big towards winning. But this character, with the damage reduction, the multiple turn support, the revive, I think they're in a really, really, really good spot. It also is nice that we do recover, like, so when we would revive, we would recover with 70% HP, which is actually pretty good. So, of course, this is going to be one of these 55% videos here. Now, again, I was intending on listening to whatever people wanted, either, you know, the 55% level 1 link showcases or the 55% level 10 link showcases, but unfortunately the skill ball system, we just don't actually have enough of it in order for me to constantly do that. We don't. Like, let's just get one link up to level 10, and you could see the amount of resources it takes just to get one to level 10. You know, I don't have enough for all the major releases we would get in a month. So unfortunately, I really can't do the level 10 links 55% showcase. So, alright, let's just go ahead and Dokkan Awaken, Gohan and Piccolo here. I'll get them leveled up, and then we'll hop into an event and see what they have to offer. Again, there's a lot of sort of like special type abilities they have. So I could see this unit being very effective. I mean, imagine Bulma on a team and this character on a team. Like, this is a good way to kind of counteract some of these big bosses, is by allowing us to just drench the team in crazy amounts of support. I do like that. I would point out, though, villains might need this too. And Turles doesn't really count, Dokkan. You know, we gotta get villains, you know, one of these LR Bulmas, one of these Gohan and Piccolos. Like, they need some as well. So, let's level this character up. Their leader skills, Bond, Master, and Disciple, and Saiyan Saga. Maybe we'll run them on their own team. We'll kind of see what we're gonna do here. Alright, guys, actually, real quick, there is one more thing we have to do. We have to give a sticker to Gohan and Piccolo, of course. So let's hit them with a stickerooski, which, I guess doesn't really look the craziest here, huh? Okay. And how about Kid Gohan once we revive? Also doesn't really look that crazy. I mean, I guess the energy flashing in his hand does look cool. Alright, now, again, remember, this is a character that has to revive in order to transform, so I mean, we easily could probably get that in the stage I like to usually do, like Red Zone Cell, Red Zone Full Power Frieza. Maybe we'll do something a little bit tougher. Maybe we'll do, like, Red Zone Metal Cooler or Red Zone Broly, some sort of fight like that. Maybe that would work a little bit better here. Alright, guys, so we are here in an event. Again, I decided to jump into the fight against Red Zone Metal Cooler. Let's see, our HP is 651,000. I mean, I guess I'll take that considering both of the Gohan and Piccolos that we're running here. Both of them are kind of like a little bit, you know, they're not rainbowed, right? So, mine, of course, again, we got them 55%. The friend, I think, is 68%? Yeah, bro, I don't know. Like, what that's probably Minato's, that jackass. That's what we're gonna say right there. Alright, so let's just quickly kind of like go over like some of the details of what we're doing. Now, number one is our link set right here. I mean, I would say for the majority, this is probably not great, but they do have some strong links with very particular characters, which I'll go over in 2 seconds. So we have Gaze of Respect, Demonic Ways, Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, Z-Fighter, Infighter, and Fierce Battle. Now, did you catch that? A couple of us caught that, alright. Cold Judgment and Brainiacs. Is there a character that has Cold Judgment and Brainiacs that you guys could think of? Cold Judgment and Brainiacs. Oh, hey, who's that? That's Cold Judgment. Okay, but what about Brainiacs? You guys think of good characters that have Brainiacs? Maybe like LR Bulma, Orange Piccolo. But I wonder if there's... Oh, hey, who's that? Who's that? I'm not lying when I say that we could make some sort of Earthbred Fighter setup, and Tech Gohan is going to look like a 2023 TUR. Right, with, you know, we can Yajirobe support, Bulma support, and Gohan and Piccolo support, and then all of a sudden Tech Gohan, he's looking pretty good. They'll be looking pretty good. I'm just saying. All right, anyway, let's focus up. All right, so Gohan and Piccolo, they get 50% attack and defense on super attack effect. We love that. That's very good. Tuki 150% of stats, decent. They get up to 150% attack, less HP remaining the greater the attack boost. So again, when we start the turn, the less HP we've got, the more damage we're actually going to be able to put up. Sure, okay, we got that. Then let's see, we get an additional 100% attack and defense on super. There's that multiplicative buff. So their defense is it's jumping way up after they super, right? 50% defense from their super attack effect, and then also this 100% right here. Then they get 40% damage reduction when HP is 70% or more as the first or second attacker in the turn. So the way this should trigger, that should it should be like LR Vegeta and Trunks' passive. So the second that this character, you could see me touching him right there. The second that they get their orbs active, the Gohan and Piccolo at the end, that's going to lock in the 40% damage reduction for Gohan and Piccolo. So what I'm saying with that, the reason that's relevant, let's say we have Gohan and Piccolo in slot 2, because they still can get their damage reduction in slot 2. Let's say we have Fusion Zamasu, who levels out an AoE and maybe knocks us below 70% when he hits the character in slot 1. Gohan and Piccolo would still have their damage reduction up, right? Because, again, it should trigger once the orbs are activated by the character in slot 3, so that's good. So then on top of that, right, so we have damage reduction, we got a lot of good stat stuff, but then they also give Bond, a Master Disciple, or Saiyan Saga category allies 2 key 30% attack and defense. So any character under their leader skill is getting supported by them, which is good. And then they also give super class allies 1 key and 30% attack and defense for 3 turns as the third attacker in the turn. So now here we go, man. Yajirobe's around, Bulma's around, this character's around. I mean, it's beginning to be a lot. I mean, this is gonna start to get very interesting, man. You know, as we're getting like real nice, like kind of like buffs and stuff like that. I think that things are gonna be looking again quite scrumptious and quite good. So okay, so we have that. Then next is their revive, which we can revive with this character. All we need to do is we either need to start the turn under 70% HP, or we could be on turn 7. So being under 70% HP, I don't think is really that big of a deal. Being under 70% HP. So, I mean, we'll see. It's like, because think of like Fusion Zamasu or Omega or something like that. Like, it's going to be pretty easy, I'm thinking, to be able to fall below that HP threshold, right? To be able to fall below that when you're fighting one of those big bosses. So we'll see how tough it is to actually get the revive. So, all right, let's go ahead and get going. So we're at 178k right here. Now, keep in mind, once we get these orbs with this Gohan and Piccolo, I mean, I believe they can have both of their supports active at the same time, right? So, let's actually check. Do our stats go up? Let's look. No, it didn't. No, it did. It did. I think it did right there. It actually did kick in. Yeah, it does. So it's like they're doubling up on the support. There's the 2 key 30% attack and defense to Bond, Master, and Disciple and Saiyan Saga. And then if they're in slot 3, they'll also do the secondary support. So it's like on this rotation, we were giving 60% support. And then for the next 2 turns, that friend, Gohan and Piccolo, is going to be supporting the next rotations. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, this is not a character either that, like... Alright, so remember Tech Carnival Goku? you know, he was a character completely built around his revive. So for Tech Carnival Goku, if you know, let's say you run his team, the 200% powerful comeback team, and oh no, you know, one of your Tech Carnival Goku's revives, then the other one is permanently locked out of his guard if your HP is below the threshold, right? It kind of sucks. Gohan and Piccolo, I mean, they're a pretty strong character. I mean, they're not going slot 1 if your HP is under 70%. Even if your HP is above 70%, keep in mind that the big bosses are going to hit them really hard, even with their damage reduction up. But, I mean, they're getting, I think, quite a bit of stats once they actually attack. So I do think they should be able to manage well, you know, just in one of these tough fights. And, I mean, keep in mind, you know, depending upon the team build, if we got Bulma, we got Yajirobe, we got some of these characters, I mean, the support, the stat spread is going to start to get really crazy. Okay, so we could get, what link with Yajirobe? That's Infighter is the link we would get activated right there. Again, they got Gaze of Respect, Demonic Ways, Cold Judgment, Brainiac, Z-Fighter, Infighter, and Fierce Battle. Alright, now this is 55%. We're going to take incredible amounts of damage. But, I mean, we're going to have to take damage if we're going to want to revive. So, I mean, let's see what they're going to be able to do. Again, their damage reduction will kick in. We're only at 146k. I mean, we could still just get killed right away by Metal Cooler right here, I think. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. That actually hit a little bit harder than I was expecting. Okay. Well, that was a lot of damage right there. Let's just say that. Okay, sure. Let's maybe, I guess we'll pick a different fight. Let's just go maybe to Frieza. Yeah, let's jump over to the full power Frieza fight right here. And I guess, oh man, I'm not gonna have many friends to play around with. Oh, I've got a 55% friend right here. Okay. I mean, I do want to get a couple of more rotations of Gohan and Piccolo. Oh my god, dude, of course. There's only one rotation I can ever get, and that's both of them in the same. All right, we'll come back next rotation. Of course. One thing I should mention here, too, is Gohan and Piccolo, they don't really have a great 200% leader skill. I mean, they have Kid Gohan, Tech Carnival Goku, and their own. I don't know that I would call any of those like an inner circle top tier team. The thing is, though, they should perform still very well, I would think, on a 170% Earthbred fighter team, right? For sure. Okay, so we're going to get like this rotation right here. We're going to be able to get the support from Piccolo. We got a couple of links activated. Let's just go ahead and get this turn going. Let's see the damage and stuff like that we do. We definitely do want to get the revive and get Kid Gohan out here. Alright, I mean, they're not... this probably is the type of character that wouldn't be as effective at 55%, huh? I don't know. Metal Cooler is certainly a tough boss, but... I mean, keep in mind that, you know, the next level of bosses... I mean, they're doing a 500,000 damage over what Metal Cooler does. I mean, that was type disadvantage, yeah, but... Alright, now, one other thing we should talk about. Now, we haven't gotten to the Kid Gohan portion of the card yet, because, of course, we have to revive, which, doing it on command for, like, a showcase, I always struggle. I'm gonna be here for 2 hours trying to get this revive, I promise. This character right here. So, in order for Kid Gohan to have... like, to be really good once we revive, we need a Goku on the team. Now, the problem with that is I'm not impressed with any Goku under Kid Gohan's leader skill. We do have STR Blue Kaioken, but obviously we can't use him without a ton of reps of Universe 7 characters. There's no good Saiyan Saga Goku. It's hilarious, because I would love a base form Goku at this point. But, I mean, this is like the only sort of option we could do. I suppose we could get away with this character for sure with the extra support from Gohan and Piccolo, you know, kind of like floating around. That could help this character. Also, I mean, the fight against like Fusion Zamasu, for example, the Dismal Future Red Zone, those fights are very short. So Goku and Piccolo kind of being out there is not going to be potentially the worst thing ever. The problem with this character is that once their guard wears off, they're a zero. They're a zero. And they're not even that strong defensively, even with their guard up either, right? Okay. We're probably going to take a shit ton of damage here, unfortunately. But I guess we'll just come back next turn and sort of see how things are going to go. Again, we could get a couple of turns now. Well, actually, showing this turn could be good because, remember, all of these characters on this rotation are under the support from the other Gohan and Piccolo. And that's why, like, Gohan and Piccolo, like, no matter what, they're going to be an effective character. I think, like, if you're a character that could tank at least reasonably well, which they will be able to after they super attack. So, like, floating Gohan and Piccolo off and they super attack, they should work well. I mean, obviously, you know, like Omega or one of these bosses, you know, if he AoEs them, he could do some significant damage to them in slot 3. But it's like, besides that, I mean, they should work well as a support, multiple turn support. So that by itself, plus their revive ability, is a very strong combo, right? It makes Earthbred Fighters as a category itself just quite a bit stronger. All right, so this is a very, very good rotation for Gohan and Piccolo right here. I guess let's see what they're doing. I mean, we have Yajirobe support. We got the other Gohan and Piccolo support. I mean, we're getting to the point now where Dokkan, they keep giving us all these good supports. So it's like, it's pretty... This is the type of thing that would make, like, LR Ultimate / Beast Gohan better, too. Right? The fact that we have all these characters that are doing, like, multiple turn support who are rather safe. I mean, we bring LR Bulma, and, like, she's completely safe, obviously, on these teams. It's going to help out quite a bit. All right, at this point, I guess, I mean, do we need to see more of the base Gohan and Piccolo? I mean, they're not the craziest in terms of, like, you know, doing 50 attacks and stuff like that. It's like they've got the damage reduction slot 1 or 2, and they have the multiple layers of support. Like, we kind of know what it is that they're bringing to the table. I guess at this point, let's just try and get the revive. But the thing about transforming into the Kid Gohan portion and actually getting the revive is I do actually have to get the revive and die. So hopefully we can get that sooner rather than later. I guess I'll just come back to a next turn once we're at a point where Gohan and Piccolo could potentially revive. So we'll come back on turn 7, or if our HP has fallen below 70% HP. Alright guys, we're back on this rotation right here. What do I want to do? You know what we can do? We could fire off the Makanken Sampo right here. Let's go ahead and do that, actually. Sure, why not? Well, no, because actually, if I do that... Oh, no, that's an issue. Okay, so if we exchange... So when we do the Makanken Sampo right there, that would, then we just get a Piccolo character. So what that means is then that wouldn't activate Kid Gohan's condition as well. So if it's a long fight where you're not going to revive right away, Goku and Piccolo, I mean, they're worthless. Because we bring the character as a Goku for the condition for Gohan. And if we swap to Piccolo, we lose that condition. So we cannot do that. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. The fact that, yeah, like once we do that, like the Goku portion of the card dies. So okay, well there we go. We got the revive. Okay, I'll take that. Alright, so now we have the revive. Again, it brings us back to 70% HP, which is fine. Remember that Kid Gohan? Here, let's actually just fire off Kid Gohan's active right here. Let's just go throw that. Is that going to kill Frieza? Yeah, it does kill Frieza for us. Nice. Okay, okay. Well done, well done. Okay, so now we have Kid Gohan out here. Kid Gohan is very, very, very good. This is perfect for us. Okay, so let's go over what Kid Gohan's doing. So Gohan's links do not change at all. He has the exact same link set right there. Damn, Dokkan, come on. Y'all couldn't have given him some different links for your boy? For me, for link leveling? But no, I mean, it's probably good that it stays the same, right? Alright, so let's take a look at what we do here. So his super attack effect, he gets 100% attack and defense, which is huge. He's getting 2 key, 150% of stats. He gets 100% attack and defense on super, right? And if HP is 58% or more when doing the super, we get another 100% attack. Then he gets 12 key, 300% attack and defense on super, and a guaranteed crit for his first turn. He's super effective against all types, starting from his basically his second rotation. So, I mean, instantaneously, considering Gohan and Piccolo do no damage, and then this guy has got built-in crit and built-in super effective against all types, I see no reason in the world to give this guy crits in the potential system. You're getting a lot of stats from additionals. I mean, this guy, additionaling, is like, I mean, he's, how much damage, is he getting an extra 2 million attack stat from an additional super or some shit like that? Like, it would be crazy, right? 100% attack and defense is wild, but crits are not going to do much for this guy. Like, in terms of builds, I think, like, raw defensive equips could work out pretty well. Dodge, of course, would be very good, and I do like additional on him as well, but remember, if you're me, you'll just hit him with some additional all the time. I think this is potentially a very good dodge character, though. But let's keep going. We'll talk more about that in a second. So, again, he's super effective against all types started from his second turn. He gives super class allies 2 keys still, which is pretty good. He has a 70% chance to crit if there's a pure Saiyan enemy. Okay. Sure. I guess that's mostly not very good, but I mean, he's still super effective against all types anyway, so it's not a big deal. He guaranteed dodges enemy attacks his first turn, and then after his first turn, he gets a high chance to dodge if there's a Goku on the team. So that's where the Goku comes in. And again, I mean, it's very problematic. I mean, let's just, I mean, go ahead and take a look at some of these categories. So like Bond, a Master, and a Disciple. Again, we're looking for Goku characters. This guy's a free-to-play SSR. That's not legitimate. The ROF Blues, like, no way. And again, once you'd exchange into Vegeta, you lose the Goku portion of it. This character, like, they're not for real. It's like Blue Kaioken Goku is good, but you need the Reps Universe 7 allies. Like, we don't have what this character needs, right? Version Z Goku and LR Kaioken Goku, I mean, they're not exactly good. So, it's comedy. It's unbelievably, against all odds, you would never, in a million, billion, trillion years believe this, that Dokkan dropped back-to-back Dokkan Festival characters that both need Goku, and both of these characters don't fucking have a good Goku to work with, right? You run 17, 18, you're running the UI Gokus from 3 years ago. You run this guy, and we're running, like, you know, STR Kaioken Goku's about to be 2 years old, man. In 2 months, he's 2 years old. Like, so it's like, I don't know. They're like, yeah, okay, you guys are sick of Gokus? Well, we gave you 1 million Gokus, so how about some characters that need Goku? And I do think that the Goku restriction is important here. I mean, it's depending upon the fight. If we fight Fusion Zamasu, I mean, Gohan might be up. This Gohan, his damage, I mean, is going to be crazy. Gohan potentially could kill, I guess, quickly before a boss would have a chance to really do a ton to us, right? So that's certainly something to keep in mind. So again, remember, Gohan, I mean, Gohan is guaranteed dodging on this turn. But the problem is we're now in a situation where the Goku and Piccolo character, they're worthless. They're not going to be able to give us anything. And they could die. We've already used our revive. 55%. 15 million guaranteed crit at 55% right here. He is strong. Like, this guy, Rainbow, and he gets a huge amount of stats from links, man. You take a look at, you know, they did that update. I could actually just show this. Let me go back over to the link screen, and I could now just show you guys in game. I used to just, like, you know, hover over the link and then explain what the difference is to you guys, but now we can visibly see the difference in power that these characters are going to gain. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Gohan. Look at some of these, right? This is Brainiacs. We're going to get an extra 5% attack and defense at level 10. That's meaningful, right? Look at Gaze of Respect. And, I mean, there are STR Piccolo in LR Piccolo. These are good Piccolos. Does Physical DokkanFest Piccolo have it? He does not. Okay. But those are two strong Piccolos. I mean, we get, you know, 10% attack and defense from that being leveled up. This is Cold Judgment. That's an extra 5% defense we'd get right there. Z Fighters will give us 5%. Like, it's like there's a lot of extra stats we'll be able to get from link leveling this character. So, I mean, that 15 million could have very easily been like a 20 million at link level 10, right? Guaranteed crit at 55% with a guaranteed dodge. It's very powerful. And it's not like... okay, so what Gohan just did, it's not like that's like, okay, like, you know, we get to turn 8 and he's crazy. Like, we could... technically, we could do it on turn 2. Although, I mean, that you would need to take damage, like, on the board before entering the fight. So, I don't know. I guess the earliest you could see Gohan is turn 4, huh? Because you take damage turn 1, turn 2 you'd revive, then turn 3, you know, you're not, obviously, you know, you're going to be on to the next rotation. So the earliest you could see Gohan in a real fight would be turn 4. And, I mean, he would be hitting like a missile launcher. Alright, would we regret it by putting them in slot 1? Maybe, but, I mean, we need to get footage. We're getting footage of them. We're gonna die. Dude, loser Goku and loser Piccolo are gonna get us killed right here, so. That's a lot of damage they take, man. I mean, it's, you know, Rainbow Link level 10, they'll be much better. Should I give them some strong defensive equips? Like, so I'm saying, like, for the gold equip, should I give them, like, a dodge plus defense? Should I try and give them, like, a level 7 defense bronze? The thing is, I know I think I have a gold level 5 additional, level 3 dodge. I literally just got from the weekly Whis. Yeah, from the weekly Whis event, I think I got a 5 additional 3 dodge equip. Gold, which this character, because I would like Gohan and Piccolo to be both additionaling and dodging. I want them to have both. I think both would be very impactful for them. All right, this will be a nice turn. So Kid Gohan, now it's no longer the first turn. So now we lose a lot of stats. We lose the guaranteed crit and we lose the guaranteed dodge. Now he's super effective against all types, and he has a 50% chance to dodge. But we'll be able to see what his stats drop off to here. I mean, I can foresee this again being a pretty good character. There's gonna be, like, a lot of moving parts with this unit, though. Sometimes, I mean, we don't want to ever forget the 3-turn support when that is up, right? Sometimes we'll have the 3-turn support. Yeah, look at the drop in stats on the second turn. Definitely, this character is made for Red Zone Fusion Zamasu. That's what this character is. Like, it's so obvious, right? No dodge right there. Okay. All right. How much damage do we take right here? Okay. Well, that Frieza does not hit that hard. He had super attacked a little bit to stack up his defense, but yeah, Gohan becomes dodge or die after his, I guess after you revive, technically. The thing about it, though, is that Gohan, he does, what is it? What do I want to say? He has to guaranteed dodge the first turn, so it's like, you know, but, like, he becomes a dodge or die character. To be fair, though, at Rainbow Link level 10, again, he'd be able to tank these hits better. I do like this character. My main concern is the Goku. Because it's like Gohan, I mean, Gohan, I think, is going to struggle defensively without a Goku around. Because that dodge would be so good, I mean, again, against, like, Omega and stuff like that. But who is the Goku we're bringing? when I do like the Omega Showcase, I'm not doing it on their own team. No way. No way. No way. You know where you run them is on Earthbred Fighters. Right here. This is where you run them. And the Goku you run is him. That's what you do. That's the play. 100,000%. 23rd World Tournament Goku, he is strengthened by Gohan and Piccolo. He's better now with Gohan and Piccolo existing. But that's it. Again, Gohan and Piccolo, their best setups are not on their own team. They're gonna perform the best, help the team the best, and do the best off of their own team, which I do think is actually kind of interesting. So, alright, there is the Dokkan Fest 55% Gohan and Piccolo. I mean, I feel like we saw a bunch of rotations of Gohan and Piccolo. I talked about the character well. We saw Gohan look crazy, and then we saw what happens on turn 2. You know, he was super effective against all types and stuff like that, but we still just basically got one-shotted. So yeah, here, this was the, you know, Dokkan Fest Piccolo and Gohan character. Alright, so this is a fierce defensive battle. Piccolo and Gohan Kid / Gohan Kid. So one thing to remember, we have 2 new named characters into the game. Remember that the SSR is just Gohan, Kid, and Piccolo, which is a new named character. And then the TUR is a different name as well, because they have the exchange. So we could run the Gohan and Piccolo, and they could be linking up as well. But the Gohan and Piccolo SSR, they don't look very good. 20% damage. I mean, they are still supporting 1 key 30%, and they have 20% damage reduction, but I don't know about running the Gohan and Piccolo SSR. I'd probably advise against it, but I mean, who else besides like me would be doing that? I mean, maybe if Global is caught up, I'm sure like Garash or Mr. Whale Toon Rami or some of them could do that, but we're not quite at that point yet. So, alright, again, this is Fierce Defensive Battle, Piccolo and Gohan Kid / Gohan Kid. Leader skills, Bond, a Master, and a Disciple, or Saiyan Saga, 3 key and 170% of stats. And then the additional 30% is for Earthbred Fighter category characters. So they do have a nice 200% leader skill. It's just, again, no good Gokus on the team. Super attack is the Explosive Demon Flash, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does immense damage to the enemy. That's a 50% attack and offensive buff. Passive skill is Piccolo and Gohan. They get 2 key and 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. They get an additional up to 150% attack boost, less HP remaining the greater the attack buff. They get 100% attack and defense on super attack. They get 40% damage reduction when HP is 70% or more as the first or second attacker in the turn. I don't really have much of an issue with that. I guess it could bite you in the ass if you can't revive. But like, that's it. Yeah, maybe they didn't need the HP restriction. I think that you could have just gone without having that. Because it's like, I know people would say, well, you need to be able to die to revive. Trust me, in the tough fights, you're not going to need help. The bosses are going to, Fusion's a boss who's going to kill you. The strong bosses will kill you through 40% damage reduction is not enough against the biggest bosses, right? Like, it's good, I'll take it. But, like, if you think, oh my god, I got 40% damage reduction, I'm clouding on these bosses. No, that's not how that's gonna go. So, I don't think the HP restriction for the damage reduction is necessary. All that could do is hurt you, again, after the revive has taken place. Bond, a Master, and a Disciple, or Saiyan Saga support. 2 key, 30% attack and defense, which of course is very good. Then they give Superclass allies 1 key, 30% attack and defense for 3 turns as the third attacker in the turn. So again, this is a character moving forward. I could see myself using them a lot in tough fights in other showcases because their support is really powerful. And then finally, if HP is 70% or less at the start of the turn, or it's just turn 7 from the start of battle, by the way, not, 7 turns from when they first show up. It's from the start of battle. You can revive with 70% HP if anyone on the rotation dies. So that's another good thing, too. It's not, this character itself does not have to die. It's anyone on the rotation. That, of course, again, that's the revive, and that's also the exchange condition is the revive, right? HP under 70%, turn 7, and you die. Links are Gaze of Respect, Demonic Ways, Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, Z Fighters, Infighter, and Fierce Battle. 12 key multiplier, 150%. And they're on a couple of teams here. This is notable because they're on some teams that could use help, actually. So we have Bond of Master and Disciple right here. I mean, any new characters here is always going to be a good thing. They're also on the Saiyan Saga category. So Saiyan Saga is getting some extra help in here, which of course is nice. We'll definitely take more Saiyan Saga options there. We also have the Earthbred Fighter category team that they're on. I mean, this has got to be the best category in the game, right? It has to be. I mean, you have Future Gohan, like, the only one of the best characters in the game not on this team is the GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. That's it. Right? So Earthbred Fighter is just so dumb. Then we have the Join Forces category, where we just continue to get a million Join Forces characters, which is lovely. We love that. They're also over here on Powerful Comeback. Definitely a category that could use help. This is nice, having them on here. I guess to be fair, their multiple turn support is only super class. So depending upon what type of fight it is, you know, and we're running them as like a floater, maybe they won't be supporting. You know, that is the character to try, huh? But it's the same thing. Like, once you had swapped to Goku, I feel like he's potentially iffy, right? Maybe that's the character with all the dodges. Like, if I'm gonna run the 200... Yeah, I might... this is a character I have my eye on, actually. I think they maybe could do some stuff. So, we'll see. Powerful Comeback they're on. They're also on Exploding Rage, another very powerful option added to Exploding Rage, which is really good. And then finally, they're on Entrusted Will. Ding, 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 ding. Remember, that's a very, very difficult mission that they just dropped in the Gods and Mortals event. And now, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we have a nice extra option here. To me, I evaluate this Gohan and Piccolo, and it feels to me like they're a counter to the Fusion Zamasu fight, with the ability to revive on turn. You guys know, watch any of the Fusion Zamasu videos, and I'll tell you, the bastard is getting in tons of cheap damage. It's unavoidable. Revives are a huge play against this guy. This character could revive, and then Gohan is going to nuke Zamasu out of there. This is our first, like, counter to the Red Zone Fusion Zamasu fight. Now, we're going to start getting counters to all the, like, the tough content. You know, characters good for Omega, characters good for, you know, these missions, Entrusted Will, and stuff like that in the Gods and Mortals event. Counters to Red Zone Fusion Zamasu. We're going to start getting these characters. Because this is a character... 17 and 18, I have no idea what their purpose is supposed to be. Maybe set up for, I don't know, tournament power characters for 9th anniversary or something like that. I got no clue. But this character feels like a counter to Fusion Zamasu for sure. So, alright. There was everything centered around Piccolo and Kid Gohan. Again, remember, we do have the exchange we could take. One, we'd revive if HP is under 70% or it's turn 7. And then, of course, anyone on rotation dies. And we'll swap into Kid Gohan. Super attack changes, passive changes. His links actually do not change, which I guess probably is a good thing. His super attack becomes the Masenko, which massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does immense damage to the enemy. That is a 100% attack buff, incredibly strong. It's so powerful. Like, if someone is gonna grab me by my neck and lift me up in the air like Toguro or something like that and say, you have to go full additional here. Like, I kind of get it. Like, it's like a massively raised attack. Like, that's huge, right? Like, that is a gigantic offensive and defensive buff. But my counterpoint to that would be, it's a critical moment, and he hit a potential system additional normals. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. To be fair, though, if he does that, he is still guaranteed critting his first turn, and he's super effective against all types at minimum after that, right? So he would probably still do really good damage, even with a hidden potential system additional normal, to be fair. So his passive skill, Piccolo's Will, he gets 2 key 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets 100% attack and defense when performing a super attack. And if HP is 58% or more when performing a super attack, he gets another 100% attack. Then Gohan gets 12 key, 300% attack and defense on super, and a guaranteed crit for the first turn he shows up. And then after the first turn, he's super effective against all types. Kid Gohan also gives Superclass allies 2 ki. That is a nice little just addition right there. I mean, again, I think of this guy on an Earthbred fighter team, and I mean, we would be using potentially a lot of very ki-hungry LRs. Maybe Sword of Hope Trunks, maybe LR Future Gohan, Vegeta and Trunks, LR Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. I could think of a lot of LR characters that could use ki, so Gohan being around there could be useful. Then Gohan has a 70% chance to crit against a pure Saiyan enemy. And then here we go. We have Gohan has guaranteed dodge his first turn, and then 50% chance to dodge past the first turn if there's a Goku on the team. And I've talked at length about how that restriction is tough on this character. Because, well, at least if we're running their own team. But again, when we're going into the really tough fights, I'm probably just running them on Earthbred fighters. I'm not worried about the 200% leader skill. I'm not sabotaging the character. Like we're gonna just run them on Earthbred fighters, man. And it's like, you know, we're gonna be next to LR Bulma, who's gonna be giving us Brainiacs and Fierce Battle and shit like that. Like, we're gonna have 23rd World Tournament Goku, who is gonna go into God mode as soon as this character revives. Like, this character synergizes very well with Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku. So that's gonna be pretty good for us. They don't link well, but they you know, they do fix each other's problem. He gives this Kid Gohan a Goku, and then they give Goku the revive and the God mode, which makes him as good as, you know, people act like he's always that good. He's not. But with a consistent good revive, like this character, or the GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, that 23rd World Tournament Goku is a problem. 23rd World Tournament Goku is better after this character is introduced into the game. No doubt about it. So, let me know what you guys think about the Gohan and Piccolo character. I like them. I mean, maybe there's like 1 or 2 changes. I mean, I could always, you know, want better defenses on characters, but I mean, they have a nice mix of revives, multiple turn support. They've got damage reduction in there, you know, dodge. They have a lot of abilities. This is what we want from Dokkan Festival exclusives, is stuff like this. So, let me know what you guys think about this character. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.